How you doing? I'm Dale Frey, and I'm running for the Texas State Senate for District 30. So if you live anywhere on this map here, I'm going to be a candidate on your ballot for the Texas State Senate. First, let me introduce myself. So I'm a graduate from George Mason University, graduated in software engineering. GMU happens to be close to DC, so I was very lucky to get my first job out of college working at the headquarters of the Department of Education in Washington, DC. Since then, I built a career out of federal contracting. I've worked with the GSA, I've worked with the U.S. Geological Survey, and currently, right now, I'm assigned to NOAA, the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, where I assist climate scientists in reporting on the effects of climate change on our economy. In DC, I met a native Texas gal. Things became serious between us. We all know that Texas girls eventually come back home, so I pretty much understood that I'd have to transplant down here. That became expedited after her father got stage 3 cancer, which kind of segues into a little bit as to why I'm running and why I feel compelled to run so much, particularly for our broken healthcare system. Our healthcare system right now is in shambles, and it's a fundamental piece in our society that has to work correctly for the sake of all of us. Look, we all get old, we all get sick, you will, I will. I know I will. I took that 23andMe blood test exam out of fun and curiosity. Come to find out, I'm genetically enabled to get Alzheimer's when I get older. I learned this, by the way, at the same time I met a woman named Canette, a friend of mine. She owns her own LLC. She's a healthcare provider, particularly for assisted living. So she helps take care of people with Alzheimer and dementia and things like that. The type of person you can't necessarily trust to leave at home to turn on a gas stove. Uh, she's telling me the other day, she's like, Dale, I'm not going to go out of business as long as I drop my Medicaid recipients because the Medicaid money is just not there anymore. The reimbursement rates for Medicaid has not been adjusted since long before the pandemic, and with growing inflation, it's killing this sector. So, in order for her to stay in business, she has to drop her Medicaid recipients, which she doesn't want to do. She knows these people. She's going through a moral dilemma, kicking these people out, and only accepting those people who are wealthy enough to pay out of pocket. Now, as someone who pays attention, as someone who's running for office, I tell you this is something that makes me very angry because I know that we live in Texas, one of the few states in the country that has opted out of something called the Medicaid expansion program. I sometimes lose people when I say that lingo. So let me explain what that is, the Medicaid expansion program. All of us, even we Texans, pay into this program called the Medicaid expansion program into a national money bucket. We pay it through our federal tax dollars. And the money that goes into this national bucket flows from this bucket down into individual states, like California, because they opted into Medicaid expansion, like New Jersey, because they opted into Medicaid expansion, but not us. Not us. We are paying money into this bucket and not getting that money back. And I want to make sure that we all understand what I'm saying here because you're not hearing me wrong. Your ears do not deceive you. We Texans are paying for medical programs in California. We Texans are paying for medical programs in New Jersey, but we're not paying for our own medical programs back here. So my friend Canette, who's having to drop her Medicaid recipients, this whole thing could be avoided. It could be avoided if we would just accept our own taxpayer dollars back. The concept that we're not accepted into the Medicaid expansion program, which is our own legislature is doing, is absolutely insane. It is absolutely insane. It's something that I want to fight for. I want to fight for this because I've seen the effects on families, especially my own. My father-in-law, as I mentioned earlier, he had stage 3 cancer. So we came down here to be with him, and I tell you, the things that I saw were painful. He was, by the way, a retired school teacher. Before that, he's a pastor, and before that, he's a Vietnam War veteran. He would sometimes, in the end of his life, as we watched him slowly degrade and die, would sometimes worry about the financials, which is insane. We live in a country where Medicaid is not giving enough money for someone in his situation. We live in a country where the VA system, the veteran system, is not giving him enough money for him to take care of himself when he finds himself with stage 3 cancer like he was in. We live in a country where him as a retired school teacher is not supported at all. Because I'll tell you, even when school teachers are not retired, even as school teachers are working, they're not getting the support and respect that they deserve. He did not get that in retirement either. It's painful to watch a great man like my father-in-law have to go through what he went through. And I know it's not just him. I know there's others. I know that maybe it's either you or someone that you know. I know that we all suffer under this system, this broken healthcare system, this broken system where we don't support our veterans, we don't support our school teachers, and everything becomes so partisan that when people jump into politics, they just get angry at each other. In my heart, I just want a functional healthcare system. I want our school teachers to be supported. I want our veterans to be supported. I believe in a society where we should say that we respect and love one another and should support one another. And we need to make sure that our government functions for us. It's a long road ahead. It's going to be difficult to make this work for us, but I look forward to it and I'm going to fight for it. Again, my name is Dale Frey, and I'm running for the Texas State Senate for Senate District 30. Come to freyfortexas.com unless you're watching this video on my website already, and please support me if you will.